Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Autumn here. Um, I am going to talk about the 6 books that I read this week. So let's get started. The first two that I'm going to talk about, well, not the first two, but two of these I started last week and I finished in the week. So, um, Yes. I somehow read 6 books. I don't really know how that's possible because we got our puppy on Tuesday, either Tuesday night or Wednesday. I don't remember. But we got our puppy this week and I haven't really been reading all that much. So I don't really know how I managed to um, read these other than they were audiobooks. So yes, I'm going to just talk about um, the two I have on Kindle. So the first one is Only One Night by Natasha Madison. This came out on the 5th of January, and I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. This is book 3 in the Only One series. This one follows Evelyn and Manning, and this I read for the Mungus readathon. This was book number 2 I finished for that, and this was Fuel Engines Part 1, which was to read your most recent purchase or borrowed, and since this one came out on the 5th, it is my most recent purchase, and I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. Manning is married, but in name only. He's doing it for his son. And then one night he goes to a restaurant that's a club, and he meets Evelyn, who just moved back from after a breakup, and she moved back, and they meet, and they have a one-night stand, and then it turns out that she's actually the aunt of Manning's son's best friend. And it's their story. 5 out of 5 stars. Really enjoyed. And then I read The Bachelor Auction by Rachel Van Dyken. And this was the first book from my TBR that I've read. And I'm giving this 3 out of 5 stars. This is book 1 in the Bachelor of Arizona series. This follows Brock and Jane. Jane is a maid. She owns her own cleaning company. And Brock is a billionaire, maybe. And he is becoming this person, I want to say CEO. I think that's what it is, of his parents' company, of his grandfather's company when his grandfather steps down. And his grandfather signs us up for the Bachelor auction, and he doesn't want anything to do with that. So his grandfather hires Jane for 3 weeks to clean their farmhouse, and he ends up at the farmhouse too, and it's their story. 3 out of 5 stars. I did listen to this on audio from my library, so yes. And those are all the ones I don't own physically. So we're going to talk about Dream Chaser, which was one of the books I was currently reading last week. I finished this. This one took me a lot of days to finish. I didn't finish. I started this on the 3rd and I finished it on the 9th. In between, I did not read this, just because we got the puppy and it took me a while to do this. But this is the second book in the Dream Team series. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. And this follows Ren, who is a stripper, and Boone, who is a commander, a commando, and like a private investigator. This does deal with BDSM too, because Boone is a dom and then Rin is a submissive. So that is thrown in here too, which I enjoyed. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I like this one more than the first one. And also Ren helps her brother and sister-in-law take care of her niece and nephew. And I really did enjoy. I'm excited to continue on with this series. I don't really have to wait that much because the third one comes out in March. So yes, 4 out of 5 stars. Listen to this on audio, and this was the 4th book for Buzzword-a-thon. Even though I did not finish it in the first week, I'm still counting in it. So, yes. And then I read, this is the other book I was currently reading last week, and this is Mac by Miranda Lynn. This is the first book by this author I read. This I got in my Romance Reveal book box for the month. This is a Panther shifter book. Also, you could get it on Kindle Unlimited. And this follows Casey and Mac. Casey grew up in the foster care, not knowing who she was. And Mac is, I wouldn't say the alpha. He is like the alpha's right man. And he finds Casey one night and he thinks she is his sister. And it's their story. 4 out of 5 stars, and really enjoyed that. And really need to read more shifter romance. So if you have like any recommendations, let me know in the comments and I will check them out. But 4 out of 5 stars. And then I read Every Girl Does It by Rachel Van Dyken. This was the 3rd book for Among Us readathon. This is for Full Fuel Engines Part 2, which is to read a book under 250 pages. This is under 200. It's like barely. It's 189. The paperback is, so it fits. And this is a standalone. So this one I would say is a YA new adult because it sets the characters are after college, but there is no adult content in this book. There's just kissing. So it's safe. It's a clean book. And I gave this one 3 out of 5 stars. This follows Amanda, who was in the choir, and Preston, who is a nerd. And for Amanda's senior year, she just finished a solo, and Preston asked her to prom, and she didn't want to be the laughing stock of the school, so she rejects him or lies to him and says that she already is going with her cousin. And it's 4 years later, and she's just moving home. And Preston is a firefighter, and her next door neighbor. And it's their story. 3 out of 5 stars. This does also take place in Hawaii at some parts, and there's has some funny stuff. It has a naked cat, hairless cat, not naked, hairless cat in it, and I liked it. 3 out of 4. 3 out of 5. And then the last book I read was Falling Crest Nightmare by Tijin. It's the first book in this eye candy anthology. So I only need to read 4 more books in this. And I really enjoyed it. So the Fallen Crest Nightmare is 7.5 in the Fallen Crest series by Tijin. And this is set in Halloween. So it follows Sam and Mason and Logan, and it's more of like a horror type thing, like a Scream-esque, like a horror movie, because Sam is dreaming that, or Sam sees a guy in a mask, and then it's slowly killing her friends, and it's that. I thought it was like a good Halloween story. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. Listen to this on audio, and I'm excited to pick up the rest in this anthology. I have quite a lot more pages to read, as I said, so that this Fallen Crest Nightmare was just this. Also, this was book 2 I read for my TBR game. So, yes. But those are all of the books I read for the week. And I'm not quite sure how I managed to read 6 books. But I'm happy. And yeah, I'll take it. I'm not currently reading anything. So yeah, I guess technically I'm currently reading this. And I think what I'm going to do is read a story every day and hopefully finish this by next week. As I said, I have 4 stories left. So, yes, I think that will help if I read a story every day. But yeah, those are all the books I read. What are some books you have read? And if you want a full review on any of these, just let me know. Most of these you'll see in vlogs coming out for the month. So, yes. And that's pretty much all. I'll see everyone later.